The heavy metals like aluminum, arsenic, barium, cadmium, mercury, lead, strontium. Folks, there's even ergot in this stuff. mRNA technology, silver nitrate. Sound like something that comes from nature? What's up, y'all? Billy from Perma Pastures Farm. I'm going to make a prediction that any moment from now, my intrepid guard puppy is going to come up here and, because he knows I'm filming, oh, look what just happened. Milk Boy right on cue. Every single time. All right, I'm holding a snowball. There are many like it, but this one is mine. All right, so we've been hearing a whole bunch of, stories about people, taking some of the snow, catching it on fire. I heard one story about a guy going out there with a weed burner, okay, and somehow caught the snow on fire. Okay, I don't know about that. I didn't see that. I don't know what happened. But I have been doing experiments like this for years. And people saying, hey, I put this stuff on fire and it won't melt, or I'll do this and it won't melt. I even got some that I filled up inside this jar. As you can see, there's not a whole lot of it left. And what's happening, let me just go ahead and first do it. Okay, so I'm going to set it on fire. And the smell I get, I'm being honest with y'all. I got it the other day and I'm getting it now. It smells like plastic. Okay, I was a little bit wondering about, okay, man, what is in this stuff? What exactly is happening? So, in this one here, it's easy to explain. Okay, it sublimates. That's why when I take this lighter and I put it under here, now it's different for an ice cube. If I were to do it to an ice cube, you'll see it drip away, but there's a lot of it sublimating into the atmosphere. That's what happens when you basically have it in a snowball. When you put it like this, okay, it's going to go straight from here to gas. And that's why you don't see a whole lot of drip, drip, drip coming out of it. But in this particular case, you can see it in this jar. This jar was filled plumb full. And the water is all collecting at the bottom. And then here before long, we'll have water in the bottom of it. So I don't need this right now because I'm going to go to my next thing. I was a little bit concerned about this. And, seeing a lot of reports out there from people that I don't suspect have a whole lot of impetus to just make this stuff up, although there are a fair number that will. So speaking of Will, I reached out to Dr. Will Spencer, and I asked him to test some of this stuff. Now, this is going to be too heady for me to get into right now, but I'm going to tell y'all, I'm looking at the report right now, and the numbers are off the charts. So tomorrow night, we're going to do a podcast, and we're going to have Dr. Will on. Hopefully this isn't, before in the past when we've talked about this stuff, has never been a problem. But we don't live in the same world right now. When we were talking about the effects of Hurricane Helene in western North Carolina, we didn't have a problem doing that episode, although they did do a pretty good job of tanking that video, making sure people didn't see it. I even did another video that I put on Twitter. It was so bombshell and so incendiary in that environment that to this day, they will not let me broadcast anything on Twitter. I can retweet things, even though I had that blue check mark and all that good stuff. They wouldn't let me, to this day. I can't go live with a podcast. I can't do anything over there. And I'm sure it's all just one big oversight because it's a free speech platform, right? Yeah, freedom of speech, but not of reach, as they put it over there. But anyway, tomorrow night in the podcast, we're going to talk about what is in this stuff. And folks, I'm just going to tell you right now, don't let your kids eat this stuff. I wouldn't even let them play in it. That's how over the top it is, okay? It's really that bad. There are some people out there probably, looking to aggrandize themselves on some of this information. But look, I'm just trying to get it out there. I'm trying to let everybody know what's happening. But this is also the kind of stuff that they shut you down for. So we'll just see how it goes because honestly, at this point, I really don't care. People need to know about these results, and they need to know about what's in this rain that falls from the sky and what's in this snow. And I've talked about it before. Right after Helene, we had some of the bluest blue skies you've ever seen around here. In fact, I have it recorded. And for some reason, ever since that time, the blue that we see is almost as the blue that you see up there right now. For some reason, whenever they do these operations, I don't know why, but you will find out thereafter. In fact, anybody out there watching, concur or not concur, there will be a day or two immediately following whatever operations they do, whether you get a blue sky again. And right now we have almost blue. It's not quite there although other people in the region do have a bluer blue sky than we have. But they hit us at night. They hit us during the day. This stuff is happening all the time. Call me a conspiracy nut all you want, but I got the goods right here. And I've always had it. And people like my friend Dane Wigington, he has it too. But a number of people out there just are going to dismiss this stuff. It's funny how they can remember that we had to memorize phone numbers and rotary phones and all that. I made a joke about it the other day. For some reason, they can't remember what the sky used to look like. Well, I do. And we're going to talk more about it. And because we don't just offer problems without offering then solutions, later on in the week, what I plan on doing, I'm going to have a number of bombshell interviews coming out this week. One, like I said, is going to be tomorrow night, 5:30 p.m. Eastern. That's going to be Dr. Will, and then we're going to have other people on, throughout the week. Those I don't think I'm going to get away with being able to put them on YouTube, so we'll have to, put them on the Rumble channel. But we're also going to provide some solutions in a number of ways in which you can take this toxic garbage that's in this jar right now. Folks, I'm not wearing this for a prop, okay? I'm wearing this because this is what I do when I mess with toxic stuff. And don't think I'm some Nancy that can't get out here and get dirty, because you know what? I turn poop into soil for a living, okay? I get my hands in this stuff every single day. But you're going to find out what's in that jar and what was in that snowball. And what's all the way out here right now is anything but natural. And honestly, it's just aggravating me to no end, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the powers that shouldn't be treating this whole planet, this whole earth, like it's one giant toilet. Anyway, I digress. But anyway, later on in the week, we're going to do a video, hopefully, of talking about ways in which we take this stuff, and William's going to be probably doing it too, how we can take this stuff, it pains me to even say it, how we transform it into something that you can grow food in. Okay, if you just kind of look over the edge here, just take a peek right over the edge. Look, these are our beds, and it's covered in all this junk right now. Yeah, I used to call that snow, but not anymore. We're going to show you how we transform it. So, like I said, we don't just offer problems without then offering solutions. We're going to show you exactly how we do it, and we've been doing it for some time now. So, anyway, we're going to talk about these. I would go through the numbers right now, but he's covering everything in here from infectious agents, viral agents, respiratory viral agents, inhaled poisons, heavy metal poisons, all that stuff. I mean, even the heavy metals like aluminum, arsenic, barium, cadmium, mercury, lead, strontium. Folks, there's even ergot in this stuff. mRNA technology, silver nitrate. Sound like something that comes from nature? Well, all these heavy metals don't. They definitely don't fall from the sky. So we're going to talk about them in great detail tomorrow night, and I hope to see y'all there. So until next time, y'all, stay alert, stay alive.